Meanwhile, the attack by a Sri Lankan national at a supermarket in New Zealand has left the entire country shocked. This individual was said to be some kind of an ISIS ideology supporter who ended up stabbing nearly about 7 individuals and is now been identified. The attacker is said to be a 32-year-old resident of a place called Katankudi in Sri Lanka. The individual, who goes by the name Ahmed Adil Shamsuddin, had left Sri Lanka back in 2011 on a student visa. Investigations have found that the refugee status was in fact fraudulently obtained, and in 2016 he in fact came to the attention of the police and also the intelligence, after which he was arrested at the Auckland airport. New Zealand's authorities have confirmed that deportation notices had been served to him in April 2019. Sri Lankan authorities have said that they are in fact ready to provide the required assistance for the investigation that is being led by New Zealand. The CID has commenced recording statements from acquaintances of the Sri Lankan national and has already spoken to the attacker's brother, who also is living in Colombo. The Foreign Ministry of Sri Lanka has commended the quick action that's been taken by the New Zealand government. The Sri Lankan authorities, as well as the Muslim Council, has condemned the knife rampage.
As the Muslim Council of Sri Lanka, we are saddened and shocked by this horrific act of terrorism carried out by a person of Sri Lankan origin in Auckland yesterday. We condemn this barbaric act of terrorism, and our prayers and thoughts are with the victims, their families, their friends and all New Zealanders at this moment.
Now, assailant's mother has also broken her silence on the attack. In an interview to a local television channel in Sri Lanka, she said that her son was in fact brainwashed by radical and extremist neighbours. She's blamed these neighbours, who belonged reportedly from Syria and Iraq, for influencing Shamsuddin. Remember, the New Zealand authorities have also confirmed that the man was inspired by the Islamic State jihadist group. Meanwhile, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern held a second press briefing addressing the deadly attack. In a remark, she said that New Zealand had been trying to deport the attacker and that it was frustrating that he was allowed to stay free. She has also vowed to pass a legislation to tighten counter-terrorism laws.
I'm committing that as soon as Parliament resumes, we will complete that work. That means working to pass the law as soon as possible and no later than by the end of this month. But what you can see, that based on the level of offending we had, those legal avenues were all used. Everything available to us was used. And when we were exhausted those options of keeping that person in prison, that is when the monitoring stepped in. But this was a highly motivated individual who used a supermarket visit as a shield for an attack. And that is an incredibly tough set of circumstances. We used everything we could, though.
The terror attack in New Zealand has, of course, become a global cause of concern, especially in the wake of the Taliban having taken control in Afghanistan, which some people claim has also bolstered terror outfits and has also motivated individuals to inflict violence. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.